to the Every Day is a New Day podcast and live show, the inspirational show about moving forward and choosing to be more of you, transmuting the self-doubt and stepping into courageously aligned confidence in who you uniquely are. My name is Kim O'Neill. I'm a twice certified transformational confidence coach, Reiki master, best-selling author, and former crime analyst who now helps empathic, heart-centered individuals shatter the noise of self-doubt, find clarity on what self-love really looks like, and the courage to be peacefully grounded in who you've always known you are, from the inside out. Join me for the live shows on Facebook and YouTube, and visit KimO'NeillCoaching.com for more info. Let's get to it. All right, and welcome to Every Day is a New Day show. I am your host, Kim O'Neill, and tonight we have with us here Dr. Zayd Abdul-Karim. Welcome.
Thank you, Kim. Great to be here. Thank you for having me.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us again. For those that have been following us with the Rise and Shine Creating 2020 Vision series, we had Dr. Z many weeks ago at the very beginning and got to hear, just a little bit from him. And I wanted to bring him back and share him and his beautiful light energy with you tonight and get to have a longer conversation. So it's good to have you back.
Thank you. Well, like we said before we got on, my dad used to say, it takes one to know one.
I love that.
We're going to have some fun, right?
Yes, we are. Exactly.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share with you, with our audience tonight, a little bit more about who you are, and then we'll get into our conversation. And while I'm doing that, for those who are with us, welcome. Let us know in the comments where you're joining us from tonight. And of course, as always, as we move through our conversation, we love to see your questions and respond to you in real time. So feel free to post those in the chat. So for those who are just getting to know Dr. Z for the first time, let me share a little bit more about him with you. Dr. Zayd Abdul-Karim is a leader in transformational learning, affectionately called Dr. Z. He is a speaker, a number one Amazon bestselling author, mentor, and trainer. Zayd is a catalyst for growth and inner peace, and throughout his career as a business consultant and university professor, Dr. Z has helped thousands of individuals transform their lives. He's currently the president of Universal Self-Leadership, Inc., USLI, a world-class provider of employee engagement and customized leadership development services. His mission is to help thousands get mental and emotional relief during this pandemic, and he'll help you find innovative solutions to deal with dysfunctions that cause mental, emotional, and physical stress, which lowers productivity and financial results. His message of positivity, happiness, and self-leadership inspires individuals to feel better, do better, and increase their lives with a growth mindset. And lastly, let me share with everyone, he's got a couple of books. He's the author of Engage to Create Super Performance and Profitability, as well as 25 Days to Living Your Happiness. And you can find out more by going to drzhappiness.com.
Yes.
Dr. Z, let's assume no one got to hear a little bit about you in the first conversation we had a few weeks ago. And will you share with us just a little bit more about how did you get into the work that you're doing today?
Well, I was born in Washington, D.C., nation's capital. My father was a World War II hero. Wow. And when he got out of the Army, he served as a trainer at the U.S. Post Office, and my mother was a public school teacher. So I'm saying that to say I'm just a regular guy, just like all the rest of us. And I think what really got me into this, and it happened when I was about to flunk out of Penn State University. You see the sign Happy Valley, PA. That's what State College where Penn State is. It's called Happy Valley. So I like to say that I was trained at Happy Valley.
I love that.
I was because I was about to flunk out of school. And what
led to that? Why were you in that place?
Okay, so I guess the reality is to be authentic and vulnerable here is I grew up with a lot of, I guess I was a troubled teenager. I mean, I barely got out of high school. And I wasn't really interested in school. The courses that I excelled in was basketball, parties, and girls.
Oh,
And I got A's in all those subjects.
you knew how to be happy.
Right. But when I was about to flunk out of college, I realized I was failing my parents, but more importantly, I was failing my own self.
Oh, okay.
And I had to do some soul searching. And so the one thing that I learned that's so important that I want to share with everybody is that the questions that you ask, the quality of your questions, the quality of your life is going to be determined by the quality of the questions that you asked. So while I was feeling like a failure, down and out, soul searching, I asked the question, what is the purpose of my life? Why am I here? There's got to be more to life than basketball, parties, and girls. And so I was led to an answer. And the answer was that I was created to serve the creator. How are you going to do that? I had to learn how to do that because my selfishness had taken off. My fears had taken over. That's why I was in the condition I was in. Wow. But you learn how to serve the creator by serving people and serving the creation. And so I changed my attitude. I changed my work ethic. You know, I made my teachers mentors. I decided that the parties weren't as important. I needed to graduate from school. And that's what I did. And that began my transformation. A new attitude, like Patti LaBelle's old song, right? A different work ethic, and then getting support from mentors. And that's been the formula that got me out of college. I graduated, I went home, I got married, started a family, got a master's degree, went back and got my doctorate at 42 years old. And we've just been on this path of teaching people how to transform their lives. You know, I did the doctorate because I felt like I needed more knowledge and more experience and more exposure. And that helped me get into a whole adult learning thing and transformation. And that's what my dissertation was about. So that's enough about me. It's really about, and again, the question is, can anybody here relate to the pain of failure, right?
Of course. Well, okay. So I thank you for all of that. I think everyone can relate to that. And yes, let's throw it to our audience. Can you relate to what Dr. Z has shared already? What I want to point out, I was kind of making a joke out of, oh, you know how to be happy, right? But really we're talking like, what I'm hearing is that surface level happiness, those things we think are going to make us happy and may not be as fulfilling as what where our soul is really craving. And that's what I hear you talking about, is you are looking for a deeper sense of fulfillment and joy that comes from deep inside. Go ahead.
Exactly. Well, and that's the time that I chose my name, Zayd, which means growing, increasing, being more productive, right? And I've grown to be the doctor of that. If you want to grow, we have techniques for that. And I love helping people grow. That's part of my purpose of why I'm here. You know, it's just so anyway, what you were talking about the soul, right? And I know we had talked some about self-leadership, and I could almost call it soul leadership, because soul and self really is the same word, right? And you know, those who succeed in life are those who cultivate and grow their souls. And those who don't succeed are those who neglect their souls, right? Right. So this time we're living in right now is the time for self-leadership, for soul leadership. There's no way you can be in a formal position of leadership if you can't lead yourself.
Oh,
right.
Mic drop. You know, yes.
But the foundation of self-leadership is self-image. How do you see yourself? Right. And the foundation of self-image is self-love. Right. So it all gets back to loving yourself. Right. And how can you, so I used to always, when I would make this, I'd ask the question, and I'll ask you in the audience, do you love yourself? I see a few of my friends there making comments, Laura, Hamid, and others. Thank you for being here. But the question is, do you love yourself? And each one of us have to answer that.
Yes.
But if your answer is anything other than yes, Like people will say, well, no, I don't. Or people will say, well, not like I should. So if your answer is anything other than yes, then I'm saying, get over it, buddy. Because you've got to believe that you want to be loved. I mean, that you want people to love you. And if you want other people to do for you more than what you're willing to do for yourself, then we got some work to do. But you were talking about the soul, and I'm going to say this, and I'm just going to let it go where it goes. But did you know we have three aspects of our souls, right? We have three aspects of our soul. We have the soul that is peaceful and satisfied. That's the happy aspect.
Okay.
But we also have the aspect that's critical, that's harshly critical of ourselves and critical of other people. And then we have that soul that is insisting and demanding, my way or the highway. And that soul leads us into evil, right? Okay. So the question becomes, which one of your souls, aspects of your soul, do you want to be dominant? You know, type in the chat, which if this is resonant, if you can feel this love energy that's coming through, let me know you can feel it. But which part of your soul do you want to dominate in every moment?
When you say that, that brings to mind the story of which wolf do you want to feed?
Yes. That's a beautiful story.
That's yes.
Maybe
So
our folks haven't.
What was that?
I was thinking, I don't know if everybody has that. Knows that story, but yeah, it's a beautiful story.
It is a beautiful story. Well, and let me just give a quick shout out to all those who are with us tonight, because yes, there are so many people here. Give a quick hello to, we have Laura Hamid with us. Oh, sorry, wait, it didn't go. There we go. Right. Laura, hello, good to see you. Yes. And we have Helene with us as well, and Betty. And I see so many awesome comments here. What do we have? Yeah, Helene is saying laughter is always good. Absolutely. And Sherry is with us tonight. And let's see, there are some deeper comments here. Laura, thank you for joining us from San Diego. And she is saying, I have read and practiced Dr. Z's excellent book, 25 Days to Living Your Happiness. I recommend it for everyone who wants to live a more positive, productive life. That is awesome. Thank you for sharing that, Laura.
Thank you, Laura. Yes, beautiful.
And Francesca, looks like she was loving what you were saying as well.
Okay.
And
it loves you back. It loves you back, Francesca.
Love it, love it. And hello to Sherry. Let us know in the comments. Do you, who are with us tonight, do you know the story of the two wolves? I gotta be honest, I only can remember like a bit of it paraphrased. I know the gist of it. And do you love yourself? What comes up for you when you think about self-love? We'd love to get your thoughts on that. So, well, go ahead.
No, let you lead.
Let
you lead in this dance.
We've already gone in a few different awesome directions. I love how you're connecting the dots between self-leadership and soul leadership, and connecting how at the core of all of that is self-love. You know, there was a time when I would hear the phrase self-love and I'd be like, what does that even mean? Right? Like, you know, it sounds really good. And what the heck is that? And life has shown me, okay, you ask the question, you get the answer. And it means a lot of different things for a lot of different people, but getting clear on what it means for the individual is really core to understanding, you know, in what ways are you filling up your cup? In what ways are you just totally overexerting yourself? And oh my goodness, what comes up for you? What has been part of your self-learning about what self-love meant for you?
Well, again, every time we say the word self, you know, I can substitute the word soul, right? Because all of us, we are souls. We're souls in our bodies, right? We're not this physical form. We're not our mind. We're a soul. And I think, you know, self-love really is caring about yourself enough to do the best and be the best that you can be. You know, every day is a new day, right? That's your theme, right?
Yes, yes.
So, you know, if I love myself, then am I taking care of myself spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically? But the reason that this becomes a challenge is because of all of the negative conditioning that we receive even early in life, and that has been continued and programmed and perpetuated, even into what we see on the news, what we see. I don't want to get specific, but
yeah, it's okay.
Everybody knows, can think of their own things. And so most of us, there's a guy, I read his book called The Presence Process. I think his name is Michael Brown. And he has this program. He talks about how all of us, most of us, by the time we're 6 or 7, we've had some traumatic emotional experience that we never got over it. Our emotional development stops around 6 or 7 years old. And so it could be, and think about people that are living with single parent families. The alcoholism has gone up during the pandemic, right? Drug abuse, domestic violence. Well, a small child experiencing those kinds of things, it's the trauma of it takes them off. And they often think that it's their fault, right? I mean, that's how children think. Right. So all of us have experienced some type of trauma. Most of us, I can't say all, but most of us have. And so that negativity keeps us from loving ourselves, from seeing ourselves in the best way, in the way that the Creator sees us, because He created us with such high value, like the top of creation, right? He's given us imagination, and He's given us the ability to hear and the ability to see and have vision and have feeling in our heart. But if that feeling is negative, right? And this comes to the heart. And Laura has the book, there's a chart in there that shows, and I have to get you a copy, Kim, that shows you the disease, the ego, fear-based energies. Okay.
I'm popping the book up on screen. This is the book you're referencing?
Yes. Okay. So there's a list of 25 different fear-based energies. It starts as selfishness. And then the person that's selfish goes to domination. And we don't like to be around dominant people, so they isolate themselves. But it goes further up. And the worst of these energies is punishment, judgment, and hatred. Now, we see too much of this going on in our world right now, right? So what this whole book is about is it's a daily program where you intentionally, deliberately shift your energy out of the negativity into the positive.
Nice.
So instead of being selfish, which is the door that opens up the critical soul and the door that opens up to that soul that's demanding and leads us to evil, instead of selfishness, how about selfless service? How about communication instead of domination? Asking people about their interest and what's important to them and what are their aspirations, and how can I help? Just the question, the selfish question is, what's in it for me? What do I get? Look at what you're doing to me. But the selfless service question is, how can I help? And if we learn to just get out of our own head and ask the question, how can I help? The whole situation is going to shift in the moment. And when we make this a habit, that's why it is 25 days. You do it 25, 50, do it 100 days, make it a way of life. You're going to find that as you send that positive energy out, it's going to come back to you. And the fact that you are reprogramming your subconscious mind, when you need that energy to come up, it's going to pop up for you in little ways and big ways, right? I had a situation today, I got the gift, I can talk, I'm gonna be quiet, but here's a quick little story. This happened today because I have to be on this myself constantly. So I got a salad from Panera. My wife brought a salad back from Panera when she was out, and I didn't see any tomatoes in there, and I didn't see any pecans. It's a Fuji apple salad. Anybody like Fuji apple salads? Anyway, so I'm looking at them, saying, man, they didn't give me no pecans. No tomatoes. Then I started scrolling around here and put the tomatoes on the bottom of the salad. But what I found myself doing was judging. Okay. And it just popped just like that. It just came up from me. It said, stop judging, Zayd. So I stopped judging.
I love this story.
Right? Now that happens with a salad. Right?
But we all do it. I love how you're able to showcase how it can happen on such a seemingly small scale, but it makes a difference.
Well, yeah. When somebody's at work and they don't do it the way we want it done, or we don't like the way they do it, or our relationships, or whatever. And I'm saying that's destroying our soul, because our soul can't be peaceful in judgment, because it's really when you're judging other people. This is what I've learned. We're really judging ourselves.
Yes. Okay. So first,
we're the same. We're one.
Yes. Okay. So first, tell everyone, where can they go to get this book that we're putting on the screen here?
Yes, it is at drzhappiness.com/programs. drzhappiness.com/programs. That's drzhappiness.com/programs. Yeah. And the people are telling me how much they love it. It's changing their lives. It's relevant for this time. I had a person I was talking to yesterday, a friend of mine, Carol. She's taking this resilience course that I put together during the pandemic. But I was trying to find her note. But she was saying that she had been floundering.
Okay.
But this gave her a way back when she got back into the happiness book. That she said she said things just started falling into place once she began to do the book again. And she said, I wanted $10,000. I said, I wanted $10,000, and $10,000 showed up. Right. Now, I'm not saying, right. I'm not saying that just because you read the book, you're going to get $10,000. Okay. But what I am saying is, when you change your thoughts and you change your vibrations, your energy, your feelings that you're sending out, then amazing things are going to happen for you, because there's a whole spiritual world of forces and natural power. The power of love is out here in the atmosphere. It's all around you, and it's inside of you. So all of these positive energies are love energies. And when you send them out, it's naturally going to serve you. And you look at things, you can't rationally explain how that $10,000 came. But I'm saying it's coming because you're plugging in to the source. The angels will help you. Spirit will help you. Source will help you. Everything that's out here. And we're spirit anyway, right? So why not connect to the bigger spirit? You know, our soul is part of the one soul. And when we connect more consistently, things show up.
I think consistently is the key word there.
Yeah.
It's not a one-time thing, once in a while thing. It's a consistent thing. That I know that's become part of my journey, and I've heard other people say the same thing. So I want to highlight a comment here. Well, okay, before I do that, actually, Dr. Z, I love hearing you speak. So yeah, so it's fun to hear you go on and on, actually. So okay. Sherry is saying here, self-love to me is caring for yourself enough to protect yourself from negative stimulus, especially from negative people. And Laura is saying yes, I love this. The book helped me to be my own best friend. Awesome.
Good for you, Laura. Good for you.
Oh my goodness. And Sherry, thank you. So I have to give a shout out here. The comment's really long, so I'm not going to put it on the screen, but Sherry McQueen has posted in the comments the story of the two wolves. So if you're not familiar with that, thank you so much, Sherry. I really appreciate that. Definitely read that, and you can get a better feel for what that's about. Awesome. So Dr. Z, you have another. Go ahead.
I can give you a real quick gist of it if you want it.
You seem like you want to. I would be happy for you to share it. Yes,
well,
go ahead.
Just while we're in the moment, right? Because this story keeps coming up. So as I remember, paraphrasing it, and I'm glad we have the whole thing in the chat. Thank you for that. That there was a grandfather who was talking to his grandson, and he told his grandson that you have two wolves inside of you that are fighting with each other. And I'm gonna go back to my fear-based energies. One of those wolves is the selfish, judgmental, frustrated, devaluing itself, punishing wolf, arrogant wolf. And the other one is the kind and the gentle, the loving, the compassionate, forgiving wolf. And they're battling each other. And so he stopped talking, and the grandson started thinking about it. And he said, well, Granddad, which one of those wolves is going to win? And the old man said, whichever one you feed the most, or whichever one you feed. So, I could almost say we have three souls battling within us, three aspects of our soul battling within us. Right?
Right. Yep.
Which one will you feed?
Well, and what it brings it back to is it brings it back to the power of choice, but also the questions that you're asking yourself. And maybe you go, I don't think I'm asking myself any questions. Then how powerful can that be to start asking oneself questions so that you can start to retune your energy and the direction that you're headed? That's what I have found. Yeah. What are your thoughts on that?
No, you're right on it. I mean, and whether we're aware or not aware, we're always asking, because we're asking with our thoughts. We're asking with the images that we have. This is how our mind works, from a thought to an image to a feeling, right? Yes. And so we're always asking. And what we learned is, and what I know and believe for sure is that, and this is universal law, that when you ask, first, a response is given. But when you ask, God hears you. The Creator not only hears, but responds to your asking when you're asking. But his response to us, and you could, if you don't, if you want to say spirit or
any term,
source, whatever you want to say is good, But that source responds to you when you are asking, when you're thinking, when you're feeling. But that response that is given to us expects us to respond back so that we can be obedient, we can increase our trust, our belief, and we can be guided. We can be guided. But always know that you're always asking.
I completely agree with that. One of my former teachers would say that, you're always asking with your vibration. So maybe you aren't aware of what questions you're actually asking, mentally, but what is your general vibration, your general emotional state emitting? Because that's a form of asking, sending something out to the universe, and the universe is going to respond to you. So the more you become aware of the emotions that you're holding, are you constantly upset? Are you constantly, maybe even bored? Are you constantly frustrated? Or are you constantly happy?
Yeah, and that peace. And for me, happiness is peace. I'm working on beginning a project. I really want to understand what is inner peace. What is that? Some years ago, I called myself, I have these exercises around purpose. So I figured out what my purpose was. And one of the things I found that I'm a catalyst for inner peace. Right. Now, we can't have peace if we're all in fear and we're all in frustration and all these things. Right. So there was a thought that crossed my mind, but it left me. So I'm going to let it go. Yeah.
Well, let me ask you, what are your daily practices, or what is your practice for being consistent with cultivating happiness?
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, because even what you were talking about earlier, we were talking about improving spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and physically. It gets down to our daily rituals.
Right.
Our daily practices. So what I do, and I don't expect people to do everything that I do, but even going back to, staying in school and graduating, I learned the power of prayer. Right. So I have a prayer program. Okay. And I have, some might call it affirmations, but I have a program of remembrances, things that I will say to remember the creator of all of us. Right. And there was it's come up for me. Let me just share it with you. Right.
Sure.
And this is universal.
Okay.
So the prophet, praise and peace be upon him, somebody has stole his camel.
Okay.
So he said, if God brings me back my camel, now he did speak a different language, right? But I'll just put it in English for us. He said, if God brings me back my camel, then I will give him the highest degree of praise. And so the companions were wondering, well, what is this highest degree of praise he's going to give? Is he going to give some charity? Is he going to make some type of sacrifice? Is he going to do some other kinds of things that show this? What is he going to do? So later on, his camel was returned to him. And he said, Alhamdulillah, which means the praise, all comprehensive, complete, perfect praise and gratitude belongs to the Creator. That was his statement. And so one of the companions came to him later and he said, oh, Master of God, I thought you said you're going to give Allah the highest praise. He said, didn't I say Alhamdulillah? Right? Didn't I say that the praise and the gratitude, say it in English, right? Because we speak English, right? Didn't I say that all the praise and gratitude belongs to God? Now, if we say that, what's that going to do for our vibration? First of all, it seems intelligent to me because the one who created us is giving us everything to sustain our life, to guard our life, to evolve our life, even in this pandemic. The least we can do is be thankful, right?
Absolutely.
That we have a hearing, we have a sight, we have feeling in our heart, so that we will be thankful, so that we will have gratitude. And there's a whole movement around gratitude in the space that we're living in now, right?
Mm-hmm.
The enlightened people, the light workers and the empaths and the people that want to be happier, be more peaceful. Gratitude is the key, right? So exercise, Oprah, others promote, write down 5 things that you're grateful for to happen today, right? You could even project your future and write down 5 things that you're going to be grateful for tomorrow that's going to happen tomorrow or in the morning. That's a ritual, right? I also have a meditation ritual. And, there's so many meditations. I used to, sit and meditate, try to make my mind be quiet. I'm going to be still, close my eyes and do my hands, all that stuff, right? But I was, y'all know what I'm talking about, right? But I was terrible at it, right? Because every 5 seconds there was something else popping up in my head, right? So you got to find a meditation that works for you. Yes. But what has happened to me, and this is something, again, I've been evolving, right? There's a Dr. Joe Dispenza. His name kept coming up in, because I watch a lot of stuff and study, and his name kept coming up. So if somebody's name comes up 2 or 3 times, that's like a sign, right?
Mm-hmm, same here.
And one of the principles is you got to read the signs and respond to it, right? Oh, I remember it was an exercise I wanted to give people. But read the signs and respond. So Joe Dispenza, so I checked him out. And he's got all these meditations on YouTube. His name is spelled Dispenza. He's a neuroscience guy. And he tells you about how the brain works and basically how to train your brain. So many of us, we live our lives from the past. We're always thinking about the past and what happened. Well, that's disease, ego, fear-based energy. And he's saying, how about identify yourself by your vision of the future that you want, right? and he goes through meditations, the morning, evening meditation to help you do that. So that's definitely been part of my routine. And then, I have my 25 days book. I also have you'll see if you go to the site, it has an ebook there called Return to Happiness in Uncertainties. This is a ebook that I put together specifically for the pandemic. And so I'll do a day of exercise, like read a few pages as an affirmation. And then there's some behavior that you do to put yourself in that positive energy. So that's my routine, and then I schedule what I got to do and get on it, Oh, the other thing is walk. I try to walk. I don't do it every day.
Okay.
But I walk because that's the physical part. So physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual habits, make them rituals.
And so do you do those every morning?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes like the walking, some days I don't do it. So I'm not going to sit up here and lie. I'm not as strong as my father was. He'd go out at 6 o'clock every morning, do his calisthenics, right? He lived to be 97 years old, by the way. But I like I walked twice today. I have these online. There's a lady called Leslie Sanson. She has a walk thing, and it's 1 mile, 2 miles, 3 miles. It's fast walking. And I did one this morning for 15 minutes. I did one for 15 minutes right before we got on because I wanted to have my energy high. And so, the thing is making time. You got to make this is self-love.
It is self-love.
You got to make time to take care of yourself. And we don't do that, especially ladies. Y'all are pure love. You all know love, right? And you know how to give it unconditionally. But you take care of everybody else, but you don't take care of yourself.
See, and that's
no, is it true? Tell me it's true. If it's true, type it in.
Yeah. I think we're gonna get a lot of yeses on that. Yeah, that's goes back to what I was talking about earlier is identifying, okay, where am I giving? Am I continually giving outwardly? Where's the balance of giving inwardly? Because that's where it all starts first. And so yeah, so go ahead.
So here's the thing, right? And this has 25 days has evolved for me. It's doing those positive energies for myself. So all of us have hot buttons, and I know what mine are. In fact, part of my progress is you got to assess where you are first, right? So I have some assessment tools. I'm going to make an offer to your audience after we get done here because I want to give away something. But I know that so the other part of my program in my meditation now, because Joe asked you, what kinds of things are you going to stay away from, right? That take your energy down. What kind of things are you going to be? So my program right now is more self-acceptance,
good,
self-appreciation, self-forgiveness, self-compassion, and self-love. Because the more I do that for myself and for you, dear souls, the more I do that for myself, the more I have to give to other people.
Right.
And if you can feel the love that's coming through tonight, just let us know. If you feel the love, just say love. Type love in the love, right? LOVE or LUB, however you want to spell it. But if you feel it, it's because I am working on that for myself. And the more as that grows in me, then it's more that I can give to the world. So here's an exercise. I want to make sure I give you this.
Okay, go right ahead.
That you can do on a regular basis. Sit down and make a list of the disempowering questions that you're asking or the disempowering beliefs, right?
Give us some examples. What might be an example for someone who's not sure?
Here's a big one. I struggle with this most of my life. I am not good enough. I mean, does anybody can relate to? I see those loves coming in there. Yes, right? Yes, that's what it's all about. And that's really all we want. In fact, you are love. You are the power of love is in you and it's all around you, right? But we have to tap into that. So I'm not good enough. I can't do it. Other people are smarter than me. devaluing ourselves, right? You know, I don't even want to say too much of this because I don't even want to, you know, bring this stuff up, but it's
right.
it's so deep inside of us.
It's good to give those examples for that person who's like still in that space of feeling confused. One of the things that I just want to add to that, for the person who's going, yes, I know I am overgiving to everything outside of me and I'm not giving enough to myself, and they're feeling blocked because there's a worthiness issue. But I you know, I can't, right? For some reason they may think that they can't give to themselves. It's wrong, it's selfish, and that just continues to be a barrier. Yeah. Let's whoosh through that, because so that is a disempowering belief right there. I wanted to highlight that part.
So if first we have to become aware of them, because those things are stuck in our unconscious mind.
Right.
In our body and in our environment. It's kind of like, that's all you can see. If that's where you're at, that's all you can see. Like you bought that new car, you drove off the lot, then you start seeing that type of car all over the place. Well, because you put your awareness on it, right? And what we put our attention on is what's going to show up in our lives. Right. So we got to become conscious of those unconscious thoughts and beliefs and feelings that we've been asking with, and then deliberately change them. To the opposite, to the positive, and then make a habit of, right? Make a habit of staying in the positive, okay, the negative will pop up sometimes, like when you buy a salad from Panera, it might come up.
Right? We love Panera.
Or somebody is saying something to you, you know, your family and your loved ones, they can really know how to get under your skin. But they're the messengers, right? They are. Yes. Don't kill a messenger. Look at the message. What is Spirit saying to you? Really, what does your soul say? The soul knows what you need, and it's always trying to put you in a position to get what you need, but we resist.
And if we can think of it as, if there's that bit of self-awareness of, okay, I know I'm not giving to myself enough, and there's someone else who triggers certain things that within us that hurt us or anger us or anything like that, if we can even start to see, wait a second, how is this helping me? How is this helping me tap into more self-love, decide to make it a more consistent practice to love myself? Then the deeper we go, we can actually start to see their actions as contributing to our soul growth, to our ability to love. And so I know for some, this is a real far stretch, but we can actually link it to, wow, what a gift of love through an unpleasant experience that serves us on an even deeper level than anything that may be, you know, just the obvious exchanges of love. Let me know if does that resonate for you? And anyone who's with us tonight, do you get what I'm saying there, Dr. Z?
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, absolutely. Absolutely. I was glancing over. Sherry McQueen said, I am good enough. Capital letters with 3 hearts. That's right, Sherry. And you're more than good enough. Right? You see, but it's more than just what we say, right? Because it's a feeling thing. And this Joe Dispenza guy, he's deep, but he's saying that your body has a reaction. You know, whatever we're thinking, there are tracks that are put in our conscious mind, right? And our body responds to those things. So it has this unconscious memory that really begins to kind of control us. It's kind of like, okay, I know, this is a personal example, maybe, I don't know if anybody knows what I'm talking about here, but I know that eating cookies at night is not a good thing for me. It makes my blood sugar go up, right? I get up in the morning, my blood sugar is high. I'm like, oh my gosh, why did you eat those cookies, right? So I'm being totally vulnerable, right? You know, I'm the cookie monster, okay, right? But I know that I shouldn't do that. But my body, the chemistry that's from my brain, the chemicals that made into my body craves that stuff, right? And so I'm working on getting beyond that. Every day that I don't have them, I'm like, yeah, you did it. But then the next day it's another challenge, you know. But that's cookies is my challenge, right?
And we all have some of that. Thank you for sharing that. So I think we can all relate to that. We all have something that's that one thing that's like, oh, it's a little challenge, might be a little weak spot for us. We all have that. And no matter how much we develop in our personal growth, our self-love and all of that, there's always going to be more. So there's not an end point. What?
Yeah. But it's going to be something. But what he's saying is your body, see, is that really my soul, or is that my body that's taking over, that's craving the sugar? You understand what I'm saying? So it's a matter of having your mind, your heart, and your body. He calls it coherence, but having everything operating, together.
Bringing that consciousness in and being aligned.
Yes, absolutely. Consciousness is the whole key.
Yeah.
I mean, being conscious of the creator, being conscious of yourself, being conscious of what you're saying, of what you're feeling, what you think, just the more consciously aware we become, the more we can grow. That's what makes the soul grow, I think.
I completely agree. I want to highlight Jean's comment here. Jean is saying, thanks. Oh, it kind of hid for me. Thanks to you both for that reminder. Now to do the work ourselves and make sure we truly learn to believe I am enough. Absolutely. And to me, like this, all of these things we've been talking about tonight, they all start to become this kind of, I remember a time when I had a daily routine of like 10 different things I would do every morning. Okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do my meditation. Then I'm gonna do a little self-Reiki. Then I'm gonna do some journaling. And then I'm gonna do my affirmations. Then I'm gonna do my gratitudes. Then I'm gonna do, then, and it became this like ridiculously long, self-care laundry list that wore me out.
I feel you.
Right?
What you're saying. Yes.
And well, what I want to say to that is that it's okay if you do that. And what I've learned is that there's so many different things we can do to be tapping into that space of alignment and self-love. You don't have to do all 8 million of them. You can choose a few because they're all going to start to cycle back around and be infused into one another. And so the more we do one thing, then other stuff starts to show up. And that's where the self-compassion and forgiveness comes in. And then, I just discovered a new, limiting belief. Okay, now what new affirmation do I want to bring into my rotation of what's going to help me, break free and make, more powerful choices. So to me, it all becomes like, it's all of it. So, and you keep going.
That's beautiful, Kim. That's beautiful.
Thank you.
And what I was thinking when I was listening to you is it all gets back to the breath.
Yeah.
That's another part of my meditation piece in my remembrances is deep breathing. Holding your breath when you inhale 6 times, because you got to do it slow. Mm-hmm. Right? I told my grandson he was upset. He's going through the school and Zooms and all that. He was upset about something. And the meltdown. And I said, well, when I get upset, sometimes I'll just try to breathe, and he was like, and then he went back to what he was doing. Right. So that's not what I always tell a story about my friend. We were doing some training and she was upset and she was frantic right before the people were coming. I would say, remember to breathe. And she was like, I love you. And so I was like, that's not the kind of breathing I was talking about. But the point, that's a funny story, right? But the point is that we breathe too shallowly.
Yes.
And we have to allow ourselves to breathe deeply. And breath in the Hebrew language is the same word for spirit. And spirit in the Arabic language is the same word for breath. And so if we hold 6, when we inhale, breathe in, count of 6 slowly, and then hold it for 6 count, and then exhale for 6 count, and then hold it for another 6 count. I mean, if we took 3 minutes, 5 minutes to do that right now, your whole everything would change. And you
Dr. Z, here's because I was just going to ask you, let's all do that together. Let's all do. So everyone who's with us, whether you're live or on the replay, let's all take a moment to practice.
Okay. So can I lead it?
Full deep breath. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay. So we're going to start off. First of all, I'm going to ask you, what is your stress level from 1 to 10 right now? 10 being the highest. And I want you to think back on your day today, because right now we're in this heavenly vibration, right now, since we've been on this call. But think back on your day today. What was your stress level? 10 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. Write that number down or think of that number. Got your number?
Got my number.
Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to breathe to a count of 4 first, going through these 4 processes. And then we're going to go to a count of 5, and then we're going to go to a count of 6. Okay? And then I'm going to ask you what your number is after that. Okay, so first thing, close your eyes. First thing, put your feet, ground yourself. Make sure your feet, you feel the ground underneath you, and you feel yourself being supported by the chair you're sitting in. And close your eyes. Close your eyes. And we're going to take in a breath. I'll do the counting for you. And we're going to breathe deeply. So let's inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Go slow. Inhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 2, 3, 4. Hold. 2, 3, 4. Now we're going to go to 5 beats. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we're going to go to 6 beats. Inhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hold, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now practice on your own. Inhale. Hold. Exhale. Hold. Keep practicing on your own. Do it for yourself. Right now, continue. And you can open your eyes whenever you're ready.
Thank you, Dr. Z.
Oh, you're most welcome. Thank you. Now, what is your number? What is your number now?
So I went from about, I was already feeling pretty good from our conversation, but I can identify earlier in the day when I was around a 6. And yeah, definitely, today, now, even with just breathing, it's like somewhere around a 2 or a 3. Feels really good. And for all those that stayed with us, let us know in the comments, what was that experience like for you? What would you say your number is? Fantastic. Jean went from
what it was went from what to what? Right?
Yep. Jean went from an 8 to a 2. And Sherry went from a 7 to a 4. Fantastic.
Yeah.
And Helene is saying, thank you. I believe I can get through tomorrow.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So what you want to do, right? I mean, I'm not telling you what to do, but can I make a suggestion?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Helene, do this every morning. It only took a few minutes, right? I mean, take time to breathe for yourself. And if you make that consistent ritual, consistent practice, you'll see it's going to make a difference. I have a friend of mine who is really stressed out. She's a senior VP for HR in a bank, and they've been going crazy with pandemic and all these things. And I kind of try to get on her a little bit about taking care of yourself. So I sent her a video of what we just did to try to help her to.
Good.
And I sent it to her email address so she could use it at work when everybody's, HR person gets all of the problems that everybody has, right? So practice it, y'all. It really makes a difference.
Talib is, I hope I pronounced your name correctly, is saying they went from a 5 to a 3.
Yes, that's my friend. Imam Talib, thanks for being here with us, brother. Love you, man. I love you all. Yes.
And I would say, well, I just want to add to that. So my meditation practice has changed a lot over the last 12 years, that now it actually is more of a breathing meditation. So I do about 10 minutes of slow, deep breathing in the morning, and it makes a huge difference in my energy level. Like, let's say I didn't get enough sleep the night before. That makes a huge difference, just taking a few minutes to breathe, but definitely has the power to shift a lot of things. And Helene is, so Helene's dealing with cancer right now. She's saying, I have a test tomorrow to see if there's cancer. So.
Okay. So it's very interesting. I wanted to say to my friend Talib that I use this breathing with the zikr, with the remembrances that we do. He knows what I'm talking about. I do the slow breathing, counting and holding after each prayer. With that, I found it to really escalate it to a whole nother level. And Helene, I want to offer you, it's interesting that cancer has showed up. I would really, if you're open, I'd love to have a conversation with you to support you. One of the stories that I thought I was going to tell when we were talking about this last week, Kim, was my cancer. I had cancer in my liver. And so now, Spirit is telling me to give you some hope, Helene, and this was 9 years ago. I had a liver transplant. And so what I learned after you get educated, and it's the scariest thing that you ever experienced. And it's all about resilience. I'm happy to share with you kind of how I learned about it, how I learned to deal with it. And it's been, I'm in the 9th year after the transplant. So life is, I'll tell you a quick story. When I was at your stage of getting the tests done, I was a friend of mine, my best friend from high school, his brother, I knew had a liver transplant. And I was looking for John, but I couldn't find John. I didn't have his number and I couldn't find him. And I went to Georgetown University Hospital to have my MRI the week before I was supposed to have what they call a chemoembolization procedure, where they go up through your veins and they zap the tumor. And when I walked up to the door of the hospital, John was standing there. He was there. It's like Spirit brought me John. My mind had been on John. I got to see John. I got to see John. I got to see John. And Spirit brought John right to the door of the hospital when I was going in to have the test to see the week before the procedure. And so I was like, John, man, I'm so happy to see you, man. I've been telling myself, I've been saying, I got to see John. And I said, man, how long ago, when did you have your transplant? He said it was 18 years ago. I said, man, I know you're glad you had it. And this was his response to me, y'all. I'm glad I know God. Can y'all feel that? So what I'm saying to you, what I learned early on is that this is not a death sentence. This is a life sentence. Thank God that you're in a position, you have insurance, that they can do the test. You live in a place and you're able to get the test done to find out what your condition is. And you're not the only one on this call that has survived cancer or that has had the test of cancer. But what I'm here to tell you and encourage you from my own story is that God is with you. And you're going to learn how to get through this. And I have a whole resilience thing that I've been teaching, really related to the pandemic. But I was going to start talking about the liver thing and talk about resilience from there. But I want to offer to have a conversation with you, Helena, if you'd like to do that. In fact, I'll just send. Can I just give where you can contact me? Would that be okay?
Sure. Go right ahead.
Go to drzhappiness.com/contact. drzhappiness.com/contact. And I would say any of you all, and just put your information in, and we'll figure out how we can have a conversation. I believe part of my calling, in addition to happiness and self-leadership, I was thinking the other day that maybe I need to have a course on surviving cancer. because I'm thank God I've been able to make it this far, and I'm in good health. I mean, I'm walking, I'm here. Y'all can see me, y'all can hear me, you can feel me. And
I want to acknowledge Ruth, who's with us. She said, it looks like she was doing the breathing exercise, and she said, getting difficult, will continue to work at this. And I want to really acknowledge you, Ruth, for that. Yes, please just continue to work at it, because it gets easier and easier.
Yes. So I don't know how much time we have left, but can I just make an offer to the people?
Yes, you go ahead, right ahead. You already, keep going.
Well,
we're over time, so I want to thank everyone for being here and sticking with us. We will wrap up soon, but yes, go ahead.
Sherry, I love you too, Sherry, and I appreciate you, and Ruth and Talib and Helena and everybody that's here. If you opt in, if you want to have some more contact with me, and again, drzhappiness.com/contact, then I want to send you. I did an audio book of this resilience ebook, and I'd like to send that to you as a gift if you give me your email and opt in, and you want to have some more of this Dr. Z energy and light, love, peace, and harmony, right? Then please contact me at drzhappiness.com/contact, and I'll send you the free ebook. And
awesome.
If you want, I'll even throw in a conversation for free.
Awesome.
And, my time is very valuable. Right now, it's at $500 an hour, so I'll give you that $500 plus the $5 it costs for the audio book. I'll give you that for free, $505 worth of value and support. So.
Awesome.
Thank
So
you.
definitely take advantage of that. I want to also just acknowledge Jean, because Jean, you have a beautiful comment here. She's saying the anxiety dissipated through the breaths. It was interesting to feel that I needed to change my posture and stop focusing on the stress of life. To listen to the breath made it all go away. Thank you for sharing that, Jean. It's that subtle and that simple, and it makes such a huge difference. So I appreciate you sharing that with us. So, Dr. Z, we're going to wrap up, and I want to ask you, this isn't Rise and Shine here, but I want to ask you, what is your vision for moving forward into your new day experience?
Yeah, the one that I've been meditating on is helping a large number of people. I'm wanting to do a trainer self-leadership program to teach people how to teach what I teach.
Nice.
And that, and then of course expanding this resilience course that I have. It's a self-paced course. It's 24/7. I want to expand that, and I don't need to know necessarily how it's all going to come together right now, but I see myself giving more love. That's really what it's about.
Nice.
It's giving more love, giving more compassion, giving more forgiveness, giving more appreciation, more acceptance to myself first, so that I can give more to you all. And that's my vision. To be the leader, because vision is like a be what I want to be, right? Well, I want to be, I am peace and love unconditionally, but I want to be the leader of the self-leadership movement for our youth and for our adults. And I need a team of people that's interested and passionate about helping people grow. And I'll give you everything I got. So thanks for asking. Is that a vision?
Absolutely. You get to choose what your vision is, for sure. I just wanted to bring it back to that space of, what are we telling ourselves? What is the energy, the question that we're emitting, right? The question meaning what are you vibrating? What are you in the question of your vision and moving in that direction? Are you in the question of thinking all is lost right now, right? And you're not, and everyone's vision is different, and you can't get that kind of a question wrong, really. So
yeah. Well, you're
That's
beautiful
awesome.
and you're wonderful. And I'm so grateful to connect with you. You know, Spirit does everything. I came to you through our mutual friend, Keith Leon, right?
Hey to
And,
Keith,
and
yes.
yeah, we love Keith. He's had an impact on my life, a mentor to me. And I think, you know, Kim, you and I are connected now forever. I will definitely we're going to talk some more about how we can cooperate with each other.
I would love that. Yes.
I think this time, and this is the resilience for me. I'm just going to lead with this, okay? Because we all experience so much loss, right, during this time.
We all know what that's like. Yep.
Yeah, God is definitely with us, Helena, no doubt, and with you too, my friend. I look forward to hearing from you. So, because loss is this kind of standard way for human life, we need to understand that there's a formula to get out of that, and it starts with faith. It starts with obedience to universal laws, loyalty, right, to the Creator, to the laws, safety, security, peacefulness, protection. All of that is what faith is and what it gives us a calmness of the heart, plus productivity. We got to produce something that's useful, that services, right? I mean, some people say faith without works, right? So these works is producing something that's going to be useful and be harmonizing and reconciling the situation, and then plus mutual cooperation, cooperating with each other, urging each other in what is true, and with patience. And that formula right there has brought me out of the dark days of the pandemic into the light.
Mm.
And we learn how to use that on a regular basis through our self-care and our new rituals, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally. Then we in fact will be resilient. We'll be able to come back. We'll be able to, and not just come back, but come back and move forward. So I thank you all for letting me. You know, I can't help it. It's just who I am.
No, that was great. I think faith is definitely a very key, prominent word for so many of us this year, but really for our lives, right? About having faith, acting without seeing
Yes.
the results or those things we're wanting to be there first, right? Choosing to have faith and taking that next step so that source, spirit, God, universe can meet us and help show us. And to me, that's a huge way to really be in your power and to feel more empowered, because when you see that, oh, I do have that support. When I choose to act and have faith, now there's something to be met with from the universe. So, and Helene, I just want to go ahead and acknowledge her one more time. She says, thank you all for being here. And thank you for this show. And you're very welcome, Helene. And thank you to everyone who has been with us tonight.
Yeah.
Let us know what you're taking away from this conversation. You all have been so fantastic engaging with us. I really appreciate it. And it was fantastic having you here tonight. So thank you. And definitely take up Dr. Z on his offer for I don't want to misquote you. You gave away so much tonight, but you gave in like a free call. You gave in your book in there. So definitely connect with Dr. Z for that. And remind everyone one more time, just what was the link, the website? drzhappiness.com?
drzhappiness.com/contact. If you want to opt in for more of this love energy. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome.
And you'll see what else is there in the programs tab and all that stuff. But anyway, this
fantastic.
Is wonderful. Thank you so much. Thank you, my friend.
Absolutely. Thank you.
All of you on the call, you are my friends. And we're to spread love among each other, right? There you go. That's it.
Okay, so drzhappiness.com/contact. Perfect. And yeah, and Jean saying he's fantastic. He's contagious. Loved this. I completely agree. It was a treat to hear you speak, to enjoy your energy and your love that you just naturally emit. So thank you, Dr. Z, for being here tonight. And that's going to conclude our show for tonight. I hope you all will just allow yourself to just continue to be in this space and practice that breathing. If that's something that you aren't already in the habit of, did you notice what a huge difference something that sounds so simple can make? And so definitely encourage you to do that. We'll be back again tomorrow morning with another Rise and Shine Creating 2020 Vision conversation. And okay, we're going to share Jean's comment here. She's saying, the new pandemic, breathe in Dr. Z.
Hey, I love that. Gene, we can create a pandemic of compassion, right?
Yeah.
Pandemic of love, right? Yeah. Y'all are you're beautiful. Thank you so much.
Love, love, love it. Okay, so we could just keep going forever. So we're going to actually finish now. And so Dr. Z, stay right there. Have an amazing evening, everybody. I'll see you all again very, very soon. And that's our show for tonight. So bye, everybody.